Jenny Carvajal, and today I'm going to show you how I did my dynamic model. I took my interest was about the advertising impact that by the social media in companies. So, in a little bit, why I took this theme is about the experience that we are living nowadays with the COVID-19. Companies have to be forced to promote their business like in other ways because they we have to close it or make schedules a little bit smaller and things like that. So for this case, I choose the advertising company call it Schema, that it is situated in Quito, Ecuador. That is where I am from. And I also choose this for because my parents is looking about advertising company that can have their advertisement. So this one is one of the options, and we are going to analyze how effective is to to use it. Is también know that the model can adapt to any type of company, and we only don't matter the activity, we have only to change the variables. The objective is to model the impact of promoting your business through social networks. And like in the introduction, I say in the justification or how I choose this theme. This theme is to about the for the pandemic of COVID-19 that is caused an economic decline for all companies. So here in Ecuador, the government have to their disposition was to make the sales online or make like schedules like but to don't have agglomeration in any type of companies. So I also was looking about the advertisements like TV, radio, newspaper. That, but I don't choose that because they don't have like a specific public. It is more general, and you can see that they are becoming obsolete. So about the social networks here in Ecuador, we can see that mm, like 75% of the population in Ecuador use social media. So there is a big, like a big users that you can be focused on. And there is some benefits that we can know about using social networks. That the investment is low. There is compared with if you want to invest in TV because it is expensive, and in social media it is low, and you can have a large number of users that as we see in the last image. The another benefits is that we can segment our audience. We can analyze their interests, their age, their journey, and things like can affect that they want to consume your product or service. In this case, also the one benefit is that you can change the you can change some sculptures that can have the most popular social networks. In this case, we have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That it is the most popular the most popular. About the model, we have to choose a company that already work with the advertisement company schema. In this case, we find some information about Playzone, that is a company of entertainment, of kids entertainment, and it is for the year 2015. So for the parameters that we use, there is a month, and we are going to analyze it for 1 to to 12, to 12, and this to have a data of 1 year. Now I'm going to change to the model. Wait a minute. And here is the model in Benzene. Like I already say, there is settings. We have initial of 1, a final time of 2, and the units for time is we choose in months. In this case, we can choose anything, but we are going to invest in like in 1 year and wait to know the results. Okay, so first, in this case, we are going to analyze how it works. We have 5 levels and 6 variables. In this case, we use the first the return on investment. It is about in how much time the company is going to return the investment that they return in sales, the investment that they use for the for the publicity. It is connected by interaction to the effectiveness. First, the interaction, we can see that it is connected with public. That is how much people interact with the plotter. Uh, we are going to see each by one the equations to see about what I put in equations. So we are going to make it in order. First, for the return on investment, we can see that we use interaction plus 1 because the increases in this variable is progressive and it increases according to the parameters of the initial model. For interaction, it increase one per person who enter in at the advertisement, so it is public plus public. For the effectiveness, we can also know that it is the interaction less the visual advertisement, because in this case the user can see the advertisement, but no all of ones can ignore it, and the others can want to make click or have more information, but not all of the people that interact with the advertisement is interested in that. In the about the visual advertisement, we are going to begin with number of 1 because it is reference to the banner that is created for, in this case, for Facebook, so it can be only 1. It is only 1. About the investment, it is the effectiveness plus the traffic. We are going to see how it works at the traffic, but in this case of investment, the data made by each company to see the efficiencies of its advertisement as well. The investment is going to be significant in terms of impact that the target market that you are looking for. Okay, like I say, the traffic is one of the most sorry about the influence. It is established by the company. In this case, the influence. Sorry, influence. The number is a constant which is the minimum of users that the company in this case plays on want to be want to see at the retirements per day. In this case about the diffusion, we are going to see that there is visual advertisement less the traffic. Diffusion, this is about the impact that the advertisements will have and the interest. The impact of the created advertisements can be defined more accurately. And this is about the question. And about the initial value, we have to plus the influences, the visual advertisement, and the traffic. In this case, the traffic is about how many users is going to look the advertisement. We have here the traffic that it is also, as we see in one of the first variable, that it works like a number of users who enter in. So it enter one by one, so it is going to plus it plus one by one. About the popularity, there are also defined with values or clients wants to obtain. It represents an increase of 200 people for diffusion or of advertisement for friends or family. So in this case, we can have more people about friends, family, and this represents more users to the company or more people that know about it. In the social networks, we have to add the traffic and the available tools plus the users. If is where the variables as traffic is about the interact, so the environment to the platform. O sea, it is where the all of these variables interact. So in this case, we only choose Facebook, but it can interact in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or any type of platform or app that we choose. And social networks, it is connected to the user. That in this case we also is defined by the company. It is the minimum number of users that is the to view the advertisement, and this is by defined by the company place on that. It is about the available tools. It is connected about it is a connection between the social networks and the public. And for the public, this variable have an initial value equal to the number of users that we see at the past. The number of page visits is one who generates the public is who generates these numbers. And finally, the cost that we can know that if there is more number of page visits, the cost will increase. So we are going to see in the results how it works. For seeing a little bit more specific or seeing how it's working, we are going to simulate this. Oh, we're going to put yes. First, that I think that data that it is very important. It is about the return of investment. So we are going to see it. Okay, so we can see an exponential graph for return on business or investment that we can interpret it like about for 1 to 6 months the increase is going to be a little bit slow, but in 7th month the increase is going to be exponential and it's going to be faster. So well, we haven't seen the conclusion, but it is a good option to invest. And about how the interaction with the people is, we're going to see it too. It is you have almost a similar graphic that the interaction is going to be slow at the beginning, and about month 7 is going to increase a lot. You can have a big increase interaction that with the publish that we are going to see. We're going to close that. About we can see about the traffic too, that it is a linear. The the more interest users show about the advertisements that are more important, and it would be vice versa. So in this case, it's going to be constant. And also the interest that we know that we have is about social networks, that it is what we are working about, and we see a similar graph, but we can say in this case that well, we only use Facebook, but the the app can this increase but can be faster if we if we have more apps like including Instagram or Twitter, or if we include if we put more money in. We are going to see some conclusions about our work. In this case, we know that the model can be better because we don't. I think that we can establish more variables to be more approximated. So we have to consider that for next model. We can see also that the increase of visits to the page can be higher by focus uh, focus on have a correct focus of what user we need, or what user uh, we we are looking for, because they have to be interested at the product or the service. So we have to, like within the statistics, there is a big data that we have to be more specific. Like I say in the graphics, the first 6 months the growth is a little bit slow, but from the 7 month for the 7 month there is growth exponential. In long term, like it is like we take in 1 year, that return means a great benefit, because we can recover our investment in sales. Uh, we can also have more platforms that can be Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn. We can use more to promote more our product. So for finally to conclude it that uh, social, social networks is a positive invest, and the my company, my parents consider, so any company have to begin to invest in this type of platforms, because it's something that it is increasing, and in this economic crisis, it is important to have a lot of publicity of products. Here we have some bibliography, and we have found annex that it is the report of Playson, where we choose the data for our model. And it is all. Thank you very much.